Hi, my babes! What is f***ing crack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lackin'? Today on my Oracle call, it was so f***ing amazing. The Oracle Mastermind, a collection of beautiful women who are wanting to aspire to multi-six figures and seven figures, okay? And so I want to speak into one of my amazing clients. She, has done some really big months in her life. She has spoken on some amazing stages, and today we had this conversation around pedestaling and pitching yourself, okay? So she just had this massive achievement a few months ago where she spoke on an amazing stage in a massive month, sold a really high-level client, and then she realized that, she went into this like downward spiral, and she was in the spiral for a few months. And the thing that she noticed was that there's like this pinch that you feel, right, before you get to your next level. And I said to her, you realize you're in a winter right now. You've been in a winter because you've experienced like the darkness and the depth and scarcity again. She hasn't felt that in a really long time. And I said to her, babe, do you realize that A, you've just had a lesson in scarcity, so what it feels like when your clients go through it, and B, how deep and dark the winters can grow, so then you also get to teach that and be the embodiment of that to your clients. So as coaches, we always get initiated first, right? Like if you're watching this and you're a coach, I'm sure you've been initiated 100 times over where you're like, this feels so shit. And you're like, I know this is going to help someone later on in life. I know this is the initiation to then serve other humans. Now, in this, I know deeply that this client of mine will be a millionaire. I know it, I feel it, I see her highest timeline, and I hold that projection for her really, 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 really clear. Now, in that, she was feeling this massive death. And then she said, if I started to make more money, I would feel more responsible. And I was like, oh, babe, I so feel you. When I went from doing $65,000 cash months to $100,000 cash months, what really pivoted for me was the fact that I felt so guilty for earning so much money. So there's like this layer of guilt and shame that actually comes with being successful that no one really speaks about, right? It's like this, oh my God, I have so much more than everyone else. Am I worthy? And I feel bad because other people don't have this. And I remember one day I was lining up to go to Melbourne, and I'd booked business class, and I was lining up, and there were these older people in front of me with really shitty suitcases, and they who knows how wealthy they could be, let's not judge a book by its cover. And though I remember looking at them and had tears in my eyes, and I was like, fuck, I shouldn't be on business class, they should be. And then it's like that feeling of like, actually, hold on a second, I've done this work, I'm choosing to do this, I'm choosing to level up, I'm choosing to spend my money on this. Now, who knows, they might be really wealthy and just not chosen to fly business class. But in that moment, I actually felt so much guilt and shame for probably 24 hours. And I remember I messaged one of my best friends, and he's incredibly successful as well. And he said to me, hey, remember, this is your compassion coming in right now. You're allowed to have compassion for humanity, and though you get to keep going. And I remember thinking, there's like all this guilt coming up and all this shame coming up of like actually telling everyone how successful I am. And now it's out in the open and everyone can see it. So now I feel like I have to keep being like this. And then there was this level of like, I have to keep pushing to keep proving my worth without it being just innately what I actually wanted to do. And I went through this transition last year of being like, oh my God, opposed to having to do things, I did it because it felt good for me. And I was explaining this to my client today. And one of the biggest realizations I said to her was, do you now know why only 1% of the world become millionaires? And she said, yeah, because there's actually so much like internally that goes on. And I was like, yeah, babe, there's so much internally that goes on, and there's so much responsibility that you feel. And she was just like crying. She was like, I get it. Like, it's the responsibility piece of, I feel like if I become a millionaire, I have to pay for my family. And I was like, no, baby, you don't have to. You get to spend your money wherever you want to. You get to put money back into the foundations if you want to create it. Or if you don't want to and you want to buy a Lamborghini and enjoy all your money, you get to do that too, right? It's because we go so far from what other people are doing as normal that it becomes this scary thing. And in the personal development world, most of us are seeing there's like a little circle that gets drawn, and it's called the comfort zone. You're in this little circle, you're in this little bubble. It's like comfy zone. It's safe. Then you go outside the comfort zone, and there's like fear, and there's worry, and there's anxiety. And then outside that level, boop, is actually where the growth happens. And this is exactly the same with happening when you grow through different levels of money. So you go from doing a 10K month to a 20K month. And a 20K month is so different to doing a 50K month. It is so different. It's a completely different leg, right? Because 20 grand is still normal. Like the guys in the mines, they make 20 grand a month. Tradies, they make 20 grand a month. So it's still actually quite normalized making 20 grand a month. But when you start doing $50,000 a month, which is what most people earn as a salary in one whole year, for me, and what I've seen in my other clients is like this guilt shame loop that actually happens. And so if you're someone who's wanting to really bust through that financial thermostat of actually getting into 50K months, what I would suggest you do is some reprogramming work into guilt and shame, right? These are what I've experienced, this is what I've seen a lot of my other clients experience. And I'm also seeing this in my friends and my peers and my mentors experiencing these same similar things. And it's almost like this unwritten thing, or the secret behavior that no one talks about, that actually on your levels to being really successful. And then, it's this responsibility that you not only feel for your clients. Like let's say you have a client that pays you 100K. You feel this responsibility like, I have to deliver. I have to give them the most amazing experience. I have to have that, which then creates this like unhealthy connection between you and your client. What if you actually allowed yourself to feel all these emotions opposed to pushing it down? And the more we push down all these emotions, what happens is we create a beach ball somewhere else. What if you were just to allow yourself to feel all these emotions? Like, okay, I feel fear, I feel judgment, I feel hurt, I feel shame, I feel all these actually emotions, and I let them process through my body. And then you do a big gratitude rant at the end of it. So you actually process everything and then you turn it into gratitude. What if that then allows you to expand your bandwidth to then really truly drop into the sacred medicine of you being a powerful leader that gets to receive this money and actually then help humanity? So then the reframe that I gave my beautiful client this morning was, when you become a millionaire, what do you want to do with it? Do you want to go and travel around the world? Do you want to buy something nice for your family? You don't have to do that. And though, what do you want to do? Because now you've got choice and freedom. And that's fucking awesome. Money allows that. And that's why I love money so much. It's because there's choice and there's freedom, right? And here's the thing. I have also wanted to throw money at my family. Like, I'll just pay this for this and I'll fix this and I'll da-da-da. And I also realized that that's their soul's journey too. So I also reminded my client of that. You don't have to fix your family or throw money at them because they're actually perfectly fine as they are. What you get to do is initiate them into, if you've changed the vibration in your life and your relationship to money, how about inspiring them to do the same, right? And then step by step, they can do the same so that you're not then giving them money to band-aid it. What you're doing is you're showing them as the leader that you truly are. And so my babes, I hope you have had some golden nuggets from this. My beautiful nugget to give to you would be, if you are trying to transition from 10K to 50K to 100K months, look at where and if there is any guilt or shame playing out in you receiving that amount of money. Because it's not totally normal in society, which is why I'm here to do this so much, is because I want to make this normal. I want to make 100K months normal as fuck, right? I want to make millions of dollars normal as fuck. Because if we all start to talk about this and we all start to create this and breed this, then by the time we have children and their children, everyone will be wealthy. And then we create way more harmony in the world, because if you had no struggles with money, imagine how much freer your mind would be. I know for me, from going from counting petrol, like counting my money to actually pay for petrol versus not even looking at where I fill up, it's so much freer. And I want that for everyone. So my beautiful babes, Illy, so much. If this has helped you, please go and share it with a friend, okay? I feel like the more people that know this work, the more money we can all make and the happier humanity can be. And that's my mission here. So, Illy, my babies.